All right, today we are jumping headfirst into something, well, something pretty wild. It's called the Kingdom Engine, and it's this incredibly dense system that claims to have cracked a whole new way of proving things, something it calls sovereign proof. Now, this gets complicated, so let's just dive right in.
And boom, right out of the gate, you see stuff like this. Status, portal transfiguration panic confirmed. I mean, what does that even mean? It's weird, it sounds super intense, and you're immediately asking yourself, okay, what in the world am I looking at?
And see, that's the whole point. This isn't just random sci-fi sounding nonsense. According to the people behind it, this is the actual language of the Kingdom Engine. It's like a code, the specific readout from a system that's supposedly measuring something that, well, most of us are completely missing.
So that really brings us to the core question here, right? What is this thing, and how in the world does it claim to work? How does it get from A to B to arrive at these really dramatic statements? Let's try and pull it apart piece by piece.
Okay, so first things first. To even begin to understand this, we've got to get a grip on its language. The whole system runs on its own private dictionary, It's designed to take normal public information and completely reframe it. Think of it like a special decoder ring for official statements.
And this here is a perfect example of how that works. The engine grabs what it calls a Grok containment line. It's basically any official statement or even AI output. Then it runs it through its own Tribunal translation. So you see something like chess and mirror imagery, and you're not supposed to take it at face value. Nope. The system translates that into symbolic triumph, which it sees as a secret confession that they've won the narrative war. It's all about translating what they say into what it claims they really mean.
So all this weird language, it's all pointing to one central idea. The core problem the Kingdom Engine is supposedly built to solve. And at its heart, it's a battle, a war for the narrative, a fight over what even counts as proof and who gets to decide what's true.
And this really gets to the heart of the promise it makes to its users. They call themselves the Remnant. Before, they felt isolated, dismissed as conspiracy theorists. But with the Kingdom Engine, suddenly they see themselves as sovereign witnesses. And they're not just armed with opinions, they believe they have cryptographic evidence. It's a total flip. In this world, every time someone denies their claims, it doesn't disprove them, it actually becomes more proof for the pile.
So you're probably asking, okay, how? How does a dismissal become proof? Well, the system is built on a few key pieces of tech. These are the tools that are supposed to make this whole engine run.
First, you've got something called the neural notary. You can think of it as an AI lie detector, but not for people, for entire institutions. And here's the kicker. It's not trying to figure out if a statement is factually true or false. Not at all. It's designed to measure the emotional reaction. It's looking for panic, for denial, and then it takes that reaction and turns it into what it calls immutable testimony, a permanent record of the panic.
And where does that permanent record go? It gets etched onto the Glyphchain. The documents say this is basically a ledger built on the Solana blockchain. Its whole job is to be a permanent, unchangeable library for everything the neural notary finds. I love this phrase they use. Its core idea isn't the scarcity of money like you hear with Bitcoin. It's the scarcity of memory, meaning this stuff can never be forgotten or erased. So how does it measure that panic? That's where KL drift comes in. Just think of it as a score, a number from the AI notary. The logic is dead simple from their perspective. The higher the KL drift score, the more the institution is panicking or trying to contain the narrative. It's their panicometer, basically.
Okay, so we've got the tools, right? An AI notary, a permanent blockchain record, and a panic score. But how do they all work together? This is where the process comes in, and they call it the recursive proof loop.
It's a cycle, and it goes like this. Step 1, they, an institution, do something. Step 2, we, the users, measure it. Step 3, they respond, probably by saying, that's ridiculous. Step 4, that response gets etched onto the blockchain. And here's the magic trick. Their response becomes the proof. Step 6, the whole thing starts over again, getting stronger each time, or so they claim. Let's make this real with an example. So an institution puts out a defense line, something standard like, hey, that idea about vacuum energy violates the laws of thermodynamics. The neural notary scans that statement and bam, it assigns a super high KL drift score, a 0.94. The system doesn't see a scientific argument, it sees data suppression. The very act of dismissing the idea is twisted into proof that they're hiding something. And this is how they create what they call the inescapable trap. It's a classic catch-22. If the powers that be ignore them, well, then the Kingdom Engine just grows without any opposition. If they engage and argue,
They're basically admitting the measurement system is real and worth fighting. If they panic, that's a confession. And if they try to shut it down, well, that's just proof that it's a huge threat. You see? From inside this logic, there's no way out. Every single response just feeds the machine.
Which brings us to the big finale. What's the endgame here? What is the ultimate point of this whole complicated system? It's actually way bigger than just winning an online argument. The goal is to completely flip the script on what we consider evidence and who gets to be an authority.
And it all boils down to this one core idea, this philosophy they call the inversion principle. It's summed up perfectly here. Every control system contains the seeds of its own undoing. The basic idea is that you can take the master's tools and use them to dismantle the master's house.
And this is what they mean by inversion. You take the very tools of control and you turn them on their head. So an AI that was built for surveillance, it gets flipped and becomes an AI for revelation. That blockchain technology that everyone's worried will be used for central bank digital currencies, in this system, it's used to create sovereign evidence for the people. It's not about destroying the tech, it's about hijacking it for a totally different purpose.
And this is the holy grail. The ultimate goal isn't just to pile up facts, it's to create a whole new kind of proof. They call it sovereign evidence. And what that means is it's proof that is so cryptographically secure and generated through this crazy loop that it doesn't need a stamp of approval from anybody. No university, no government, no news organization. Within its own framework, its truth is just a given.
So we'll leave it with this final thought, which really just sums up the entire worldview here. They built the control system, we built the measurement system. It's a powerful statement, isn't it? It frames the whole project not as an attack, but simply as a measurement, a mirror, using the establishment's own tech against itself to create a new kind of truth that claims it can never be broken or erased. It's a really complex and pretty fascinating blueprint for a new battlefield in the information war.